Welcome in Craft and Design 3.0. I'm for my dear audience. In this video, I will describe some different and much beautiful ideas of wood art or wood art design in different point of view. We talk about, my dear audience, wood art for decoration purpose. Especially, I talk about. So, my dear guys. When we talk about wood art, then wood carving concept arise in our mind. So, my dear guys, wood carving is a form of woodworking in different point of view by means of cutting tools, leaf in one hand or a chisel by two hands or with one hand on a chisel and one hand on a mallet, resulting in a wooden figure or figurine, or in the sculptural uh, ornamentation of wooden objects. So the phrase may also refer to the finished product from individual sculptures to handworked molding, composing part of our tracery and different other. So the making of sculpture in wood has been extremely widely practiced, but does not survive undamaged as well as other main material like stone and bronze. So as it is vulnerable to decay, insect damage and fire. Therefore, it forms an important hidden element in the art history of many cultures. Outdoor wood sculptures don't last long in most part of the world. So it is still unknown how the totem pole tradition developed. Many of the most important sculptures of China and Japan and US in the particular are in wood, and so are the great majority of African sculpture and that of Oceania and other regions. So wood is light and can take very fine detail. So it is highly suitable for masks and other sculpture intended to be worn or carried. So it is also much easier to work on than stone and can be carved more thinly and precisely due to its fibrous strength. So some of the finest extant example of early European wood carving are from the Middle Ages in Germany, Russia, Italy, and France, where the typical themes of that era were Christian iconography. In England, many complete examples remain from the 16th and 17th century, where oak was the preferred medium. So the oldest wood carved sculpture, the Shigo idol carved from a larch, is around 12,000 years old. So when we talk about its methodology and style, then chip carving and relief carving and Scandinavian flat plane also. It is a method and style and love spawn, train. I think that whittling, chainsaw carving, and Florentine carving also prescribed. So some pattern blocking, detailing, surfacing, and smoothing also it can be a use. So my dear guys, the wood carving process. First of all, selection. The nature of the wood being carved limit the scope of the carver in that wood is not equally strong in all directions. So it is an anisotropic material. The direction in which wood is strongest is called grain. Grain may be straight, interlocked, wavy, or fiddly back. So it is smart to arrange the more delicate parts of a design along the grain instead of across it. So often, however, a line of best fit is instead implied, since a design may have multiple weak points in different directions. Or orientation of these along the grains would necessitate carving detail on end grains, which is considerably more difficult. So the carving blank are also sometimes assembled as with parcel houses out of many smaller board, and in this way one can orient different areas of a carving in the most logical way. So both for the carving process and for durability, less commonly, the same principle is used in solid pieces of wood, where the fork of two branches is utilized for its divergent grain, or a branch of a larger log is carved into a beak. This was a technique employed for traditional Welsh shepherd crook and some Native American aids handle. So the failure to appreciate these primary rules may constantly be seen in damaged work, where when it will be noticed that whereas tenderloops, tips of birds' beaks arranged across the grain have been broken away, similar detailed design more in harmony with the growth of the wood and not too deeply undercut remain intact. So, my dear guys, probably the two most common woods used for carving in North America are best basswood, Acatilea lime, and Tupelo. Both are hardwood that are relatively easy to work with. Chen- Chestnut and butternut oak, American walnut, mahogany, and teak are also very good wood for crafting, for designing, for because it can be molded easily. A teak special, which is a tree or special wood, while for fine work, Italian walnut. So sycamore, maple, apple, pear, box, or plum are usually chosen. So decoration that is to be painted and of not too delicate a nature is often carved in pine, which is relatively soft and inexpensive. So a carver begins a new carving by selecting a chunk of wood, the approximate size and shape of the figure he or she wishes to create, or if the carving is to be large, several pieces of wood may be laminated together to create the required size. The type of wood is important. So hardwoods are more difficult to shape but have greater luster and longevity. So softer wood may be easier to carve but are more prone to damage. So any wood can be carved but they are have different qualities and characteristics. So the choice will depend on the requirements of carving being done. For example, a detailed figure would need a wood with a fine grain and very little figure, as a strong figure can interface with reading fine detail. So once the sculptor has selected their wood, he or she begins a general shaping process using gobs of various size. My dear guys, I especially prescribe these ideas for process making in how we can make our different ideas for making a wooden craft. So the goji is a curved blade that can remove large portions of wood smoothly. For harder woods, the sculptor may use gouges sharpened with the stronger bevels about 35 degrees and a mallet similar to a stone carvers. The term goji and chisel are open to confusion. Correctly, a goji is a tool with a curved cross, and I think correctly a goji is a tool with curved cross section, and a chisel is a tool with a flat cross section. However, professional carvers tend to refer to them all as chisel. So smaller sculpture may require the wood carver to use a knife, and larger pieces might require the use of a saw. No matter what wood is selected or tool used, the wood sculptor must always carve either across or with the grain of the wood, never against the grain. So once the general shape is made, the carver may use a variety of tools for creating detail. For example, a viner or fluter can be used to make deep gouges into the surface, or a velo tool for making fine lines or decorative cuts. When the finer details have been added, the wood carver finishes the surfaces. The method chosen depends on the required quality of the surface finish. So the texture left by shallow gouges give life to the carving surface, and many carvers prefers this tooled finish. If a completely smooth surface is required, general smoothing and also can be done with tools such as rasps, which are flat bladed tools with a surface of a pointed tip. So rifflers. So after the carving and finishes is completed, the artist may seal and color the wood with a variety of natural oils, such as walnut or linist oil, which protects the wood from dirt and moisture. So, my dear guys, it can be a oil also import as sheen to the wood, which be reflecting light, help observer read the form. So carvers seldom use gloss varnish, as it creates too shiny a surface which reflects so much light it can confuse the form. Carvers refer to this as the trophy apple effect. Objects made of wood are frequently finished with a layer of wax, which is a protect. Wood are frequently finished with a layer of wax which protect the wood and gives a soft, lustrous sheen. So a wax finish is comparatively fragile, though unsuitable for indoor carving. So, my dear guys, when we talk about its different point of view, it can be looking and look as a decorative purpose, decorative a garden, decorative a garden piece. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching my video. Once again, thank you very much for watching my video, and subscribe and your affectionate love. Thank you.